2 pages left.
So what was it that Arturo's family was doing in that very same chapter for Mother? Painting the outside of the house to look like it had stones. Why not just put stones on there?
It's too expensive.
Too expensive. So it kind of goes with the whole thinking of the barrio is a poor neighborhood.
Did they like paint on the house?
Mhm.
Yeah, because other people had actual stones and
We couldn't afford it. Okay, now what about obituary? Because I told Kaylee I was gonna come back and ask her about obituary. I heard you say, what happened to Lena Scott?
she died.
She died. And where did Arturo read about her? In the newspaper, in the obituary section. So what's an obituary?
It's a place of people that passed.
Yeah, so it's a write-up, isn't it? It's kind of like a short biography of a person in their life. And you would read about them in the newspaper. That's where you'd see an obituary. Okay, good. Let's do a little bit of word work. I want to ask you if you can try to determine what this root or base means. Okay, we've got, it can be like this or like this. Gonna get you started with some words. Speaking of the remarkable Farquhar McBride, remember how he was a conductor? Can you think of any words that have D-U-C or D-U-C? Well, duct tape. But that's, it's duct all by itself, right? You said what?
Product.
Product. Okay, well, can I go even further and make product into production? Which means you're making something, right?
It's like production, but that like have to do with like making something whole
So you're saying duct might mean you're making something whole?
or like leading.
That's what I thought, like
Leading.
in charge.
So you're saying conductor is leading, you're saying it's in charge. Can you think of any other words that might help us to think? What about, here, let me give you a new one.
Induction.
Well, you could use induction, that's not the one I was thinking of. I was gonna show you this one. Have you ever heard this word?
Induce. Yeah.
Induce panic. Have you ever heard someone was arrested for inducing panic?
And
So here's dues, here's induction, whoops, induction. How about
introduction.
introduction?
The beginning.
So now you're
Intro is the
saying
beginning.
Oh, yeah,
Intro is
beginning.
death is at the beginning. Isn't that
Now,
intro?
inducing panic, could you replace it with beginning? You were beginning, you were starting panic? That kind of makes sense. Induction, let's say that Brady is the world famous baseball player and he's gonna be inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame.
Put
Yeah. So he's gonna be like one of those leading baseball players in history. Production means you're making something, or produce, I believe you said produce, right? Making something. Conductor is a person who is,
in charge
Okay.
or like
yeah, in fact, I think you said leading a group of people, like a symphony or something. Okay, can you think of anything else? Any other word you know with duck or duct? Reduce, which you're gonna reduce, you're going to lessen or take out something. Okay, so any clues or any ideas on what you think this duct or duck might mean? To put into or take out? Well, that would be two opposite things, wouldn't it? The and reduce would be the opposite, wouldn't it? Reduce and induce are the opposites of each other. So if this is to start panic, this would be to, end it or lessen the panic. If you were charged with inducing panic, that means you are starting the panic, right? If you're looking at the introduction of a book or a story, that's going to be the beginning of the story. So if you're producing something to sell, that means you are the one that is making it or creating it, right? It's all starting with you. If you're the conductor of a symphony, it's all relying on you. Okay, so starting. So duct and duck means to lead, you had said lead earlier, to begin. Okay? So when you see words with that duct or duct, think to yourself, does this make sense to start something, to begin something? If you see an RE in front of it, it would be the opposite. If you see the word or the prefix IN or SVB or any of those prefixes we've been talking about that would change the meaning of it, as long as we can remember that this part, the root part, means to lead or to begin, that can help you to determine the rest of the word. Think today, see if you can find or think of any other word that has a duck or duct in it. And then when you come back to class tomorrow, tell me. Duct tape? No. Although it does hold things together, right? But yeah, it's tape that holds things together. Okay. All right, you can leave your books here and head on back to your seats.
You've got like 2 pages left.
Yes, you can, if that's all you have left.